What's going on, bottom line viewers? It's Mitch here with Kevol. We are here to discuss the NFL Divisional Round. We're going to give you the pregame talk for the Eagles, the Falcons. This game's coming up within the next half an hour. And also, we're going to talk about my Patriots versus the Tennessee Titans and just how excited I am. Kevol came into this chat saying how excited I looked and how excited I am. And I got to say, Kev, I'm excited because, like I said, I don't get excited for the regular season. I am a Patriots fan. I am a longtime Patriots fan now. I am used to rolling through the regular season, sitting up. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, like when you would go to midnight to get a new game. I'm the first guy waiting there for the playoffs. I'm waiting there in my chair, waiting for the new Call of Duty. I'm sitting there and I'm waiting to get the new Call of Duty because I know that I'm going to get it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes.
So I'm waiting here, and there's only like one or two regular season games that I really get excited for. For the postseason, it doesn't matter who we play. It doesn't matter if it's the Tennessee Titans, if it's the Cleveland Browns, if it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to get excited. So today I'm excited to watch my Patriots play. I hope you guys are excited to watch your teams play, whether it's the Eagles, Falcons, Patriots, Titans, or maybe you have a team on Sunday. Any questions regarding the Saturday matchups? Mostly, we may answer some Sunday matchup questions, but we'll also be doing a pregame for those games as well. So, keep it to Saturday if you can, but if you want to ask a Sunday question, you can. So let's just start off with Kev's thoughts on both games, what you're excited for most, what do you think the big storylines are coming into the games, and yeah, let's just hear from Kevol and his thoughts.
Well, for the Falcons and the Eagles, this is interesting because we have the first number one seed ever going in as an underdog against a team that is kind of on this redemption story. As we have mentioned, and I will remain, I am still picking the Eagles. I think it'll be a very close game. I think it's going to be a better game than people realize. It's going to be very exciting. I think it's going to be very interesting how both teams start this game. That'll be very interesting. And it's going to be cold and windy and be very interesting. I think it's going to be a lot of very intriguing little storylines in this game. So it's a sneaky little game that everyone's all excited about, a certain Sunday game. This game will be good. The Titans-Patriots game. So Kevin Byard put himself on the radar this week, Thursday, when he said he wanted Tom Brady to look like Blake Bortles. That's a pretty bold statement from a team that is right now a 13.5-point underdog. We'll see if that they can do that. I don't think the Titans have a chance in hell of winning this game, even in putting in their best foot forward. But we'll see, and we'll see how that plays out. I think the big question is how will the Patriots look? This will be the first game since the whole kerfuffle happened, which probably really doesn't matter. If they look terrible, then some people are going to say that this kerfuffle meant something. If the Titans cover, people are going to make some stories up about the Patriots. It'll be the spin after that game is going to be more interesting than the actual game. I'm sorry, Mitch. I know that you're excited about the game, but
Kev, I'm not excited. Kev,
I don't think there's even a Titans fan that believes that they're going to win the game.
Kevol. First off, there is, because they commented on my preview that they're going to win the game. You know what one of the comments was? This is the comment. It seems too obvious that the Patriots are going to win, so I'm going to pick the Titans.
So when Canada plays Denmark in hockey, it's pretty obvious Canada's going to win. So do you pick Denmark then?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how you pick games, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyways, okay, I'm not excited for I don't know how to put this. I'm excited for the Patriots to punish someone today. I'm excited for the Patriots. I want to see the Patriots come out and destroy the Titans. That's what I'm excited about. Is that okay?
That's fine. I want the Seahawks to be punishing people. I'm sure AC wants the Eagles to punish the Falcons. I'm sure Dilly would like the Cowboys.
Sometimes I'm excited for close football games. Today, I don't want a close football game. I want to see the Patriots score from the beginning of the game to the last second of the game.
Yes. Okay, that's fair. And it's possible that will happen.
I hope that.
I've already picked 44-6.
44-6. That's even worse than my score. I predicted 38-13.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I'm not giving the Titans much of a chance here. Even if they make Brady look like Bortles, Bortles played better than Mariota.
I don't think that's possible. I don't think that's possible. I think Brady would have to be throwing with his left hand for maybe that to happen.
Do you think that they'll actually make their rule that you have to throw with your left hand this game, Brady?
Honestly, I think Blake Bortles would be better with his left hand. Apparently, Blake... Okay, you know what's weird, though? I think Blake Bortles is actually left-handed. From all accounts... No, Kev, get me here. He swings a baseball a bat left-handed. He writes left-handed. He swings a golf club left-handed. He does everything left-handed, except he throws right-handed.
But when you swing a baseball bat left-handed, it's your right hand that is where the power comes from, though, to be fair. He might be ambidextrous. That would be amazing. We should have a quarterback that throws from both hands. That would be awesome.
It could be Blake Bortles. It would be the same.
It could be. It could be. Yeah, but it's going to be a very interesting day of football. I think it's going to be really this weekend is always one of the better weeks of football during the. Yeah, it's probably considered this and the championship weekend are always kind of the best football. So I think we're in for some really quality matchups here. I think there's going to be 2 close games this week and 2 blowouts. No offense to Jacksonville. But I understand everyone's giving hope to Jacksonville, but that's for tomorrow. But I think this first game, the game we're about to see, I think is going to be close and a lot better than people. What's that?
Did I cheer for the Eagles?
Okay. I'm actually
first off, if you guys don't know out there, we're doing a live reactions video, myself and AC. Should I cheer for the Eagles? Like, I honestly, in my heart, want the Eagles to win. Plus, I picked them.
Well, I cheer for them.
But it would also be entertaining if I cheered for the Falcons.
But that's not who you're cheering for.
But I could switch. I could pull a swerve.
Good God, do you have a heart in there? Like, you're just going to cheer for anybody. Depends on the fan.
Okay, honestly, other than the Patriots, I don't give a crap. Like, if the Patriots, I don't care who they beat or who they play, they need to win. But is it weird for me that I really want to see Jalen Ramsey just kick the shit out of, like, somebody in the game tomorrow?
No, Jalen Ramsey.
No, I just want to see Jalen Ramsey cut a promo on somebody after the game.
Well, he was funny. He was funny a couple of days ago when he was asked about the distraction. It's disrespectful. Is that game happening? Is that game on the schedule? Shut up.
And then they're like, "Oh, Mike Mitchell said this," and then he's like, "Who?"
Mike Mitchell.
Yeah. I do want to bring up Katana's comment. Katana gives us $5. Thank you, bro. He is a Tennessee Titans fan. I respect him for it. He's been a longtime viewer of the Bottom Line View, so I got to read out his comment. Titans probably not going to win, but I think it'll be a great game. I'm going to mark out if the Titans can pull the upset, as you should, Katana. If there's something you're going to mark out, you should mark out for the Titans winning against the Patriots. I would give you full respect for that. Now, if you're marking out
what happens, imagine
to some Japanese wrestling when there's an earthquake happening, there's an issue. But if you're marking out to the Tennessee Titans against the Patriots, that's fine.
What the hell are you talking about?
You didn't see my picture I sent you?
No, I must have missed it. What are you talking about?
So, your boy, Davey Meltzer.
Yeah.
Okay, this is wrestling talk for everybody. He put out a tweet that said, "Don't worry, I can still focus on the match while there's an earthquake happening. Don't worry." And this was during Wrestling Kingdom.
Oh.
So there was an earthquake, but he wasn't worried because he was still focused on the match. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Okay.
That's gonna be Katana during the Titans game.
Can you imagine if it's the Titans and the Jaguars after the guy Bayard made the quote, "I'm going to make Tom Brady look like Blake Bortles," and then Blake Bortles beats them? Can you imagine that?
God. God help us all if Blake Bortles wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe he'll go ambidextrous. Okay, no worries. What are you looking forward to? Like, what this Falcons-Eagles game, what are you thinking here?
Okay, well, I picked the Eagles. I've had second thoughts. Like, I feel like the Falcons could definitely win this game, obviously. But like at the beginning of the week, I don't know why, but do you ever get, maybe I'm just really weird, but do you ever get those thoughts in your head where you wake up and you're like, the Eagles are going to win this week? You ever get those?
Well, I was going back and forth because, I mean, there is ways that the Falcons can win this game.
I was getting like Randy Orton voices in my head, like the Eagles are going to win. You ever get those?
I was getting both of them. I saw both ways that I saw, you look at Nick Foles' stats and then you're scared, but then you look at the Eagles defense and you're scared, and you look at Matt Ryan's stats and you're kind of like, I don't know.
Well, this is how I see it. Okay, for both teams to win, I think this game is going to be decided in the trenches. It's cold out there. Steve Smith was very cold. He put out a video. He was very cold out there. So it's cold out there. The Falcons don't play in the cold very much. They haven't played this season, I don't think, in a cold game. They're on the road. It's a home dog. There's all those factors. The Eagles are motivated. But I think this game's going to be decided in the line of scrimmage. If the Falcons are able to run the ball, which I don't think they'll be very successful in doing so, that's going to open up their entire offense. I always talk about the Falcons' offense. It allows Steve Sarkisian a lot easier time calling his plays. Otherwise, I think this game's going to come down to, okay, how many plays can Matt Ryan throw to Julio Jones? Because I think Julio is going to be the way that they move the ball down the field. Because I think the Eagles can pretty much stop everything the Falcons are going to be doing, including the run game. It's just that X factor of, can they stop Julio Jones? And I think that the Eagles, they can get a pass rush on the Falcons. That's why I say, like, run game-wise, I think the Eagles have them covered. And then pass rush, it comes down to, okay, can Fletcher Cox be as dominant as Aaron Donald was? The difference between the Rams defense and the Eagles defense is the Eagles defense can stop the run.
Yeah.
So can Fletcher Cox be as dominant as Aaron Donald? And can their pass rush get after Matt Ryan the same way that the Rams did? Because they were able to pass rush the Falcons. They just couldn't stop the run, and they couldn't consistently get off the field. And then on the other side of the ball, again, comes down to the line of scrimmage. Can the Eagles run the ball? If they can't run the ball, I don't think they're going to be very successful. Because I actually just saw someone was talking about on NFL Network on the game day morning that actually Nick Foles was very successful through play action. So that even opens up more possibilities for the Eagles. So if they're able to run the ball, and which they'll run the ball a lot, it's a matter of, are they actually being successful with it? And then maybe you can hit some play action to guys like Zach Ertz and Nelson Aguilar. I think Nelson Aguilar has a good game in this game. So I'm looking forward to I think this is another game like on Sunday. I think the Pittsburgh-Jacksonville game is going to be very much the same way, where each play is going to be magnified. Each play is going to be very important, more so than the New England game and the Minnesota game, because I feel like those games will have a little bit more scoring. And I think those games, there'll be a little bit more margin for error. But in these games, I feel like one or two big plays could decide the game, because I think it's going to be defensive football, and it's going to be old school football, and it's going to be decided at the line of scrimmage for those two games. And I think those are the games that I'm really excited just to watch, because that comes down to, okay, coaching adjustments, the scheme between both teams. And that's just what I'm excited for, because when it comes down to the playoffs, what coach makes the adjustment, what coach has a play up their sleeve that can give their team the advantage. And that's kind of what I'm excited for, even more so than in between the lines of the players,
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of strategy here. Still to me, when it comes to strategy, I just don't trust Steve Sarkisian with strategy. He somehow found a way to overcome Wade Phillips, but I don't think he's going to overcome Jim Schwartz. I just don't see it. I don't see at the end of the day, when it comes to the third and fourth quarter, I see the Eagles making the adjustments. But their offense is going to have to play a lot better than it has the last few weeks. Absolutely. Yeah. And I still don't know. I think we might see Sudfeld in this game. I think that there's 25% chance.
If they fall behind, maybe, but I feel like this game is going to be close all the way through.
Yeah,
I don't think this game's ever going to get out of hand either way.
Yeah, I think it should be close. But
so,
you know,
and I also want to give a shout out to we rip on Matt Ryan a little bit, but I want to give a shout out to Matt Ryan. He made plays last week. I feel like Matt Ryan, I know this is going to sound absolutely dumb and bizarre, but I feel like Matt Ryan has made more plays this year than he did last year. Does that sound stupid to you? I feel okay, let me explain before you say anything. I
kind of agree with you.
I think that last year there were so many like open receivers and just like, okay, we're going to run this, Kyle Shanahan's got this perfect play action set up. Like Freeman's running for 5 yards a carry. It doesn't really matter. Julio's wide open. Drop back the play action. He gets outside the pocket with ease. The offensive line's amazing. Then you look, you got 5 seconds to throw. Gabriel's wide open for 20 yards. Like this year, it's like, okay, Matt Ryan gets the ball. Okay, the first guy's not open. Okay, I got to move this way, and then I got to throw it to Sanu and a tight throw. Like this year, I just feel like Matt Ryan's making more plays himself.
Well, the last year, closer this year, actually, overall.
Yeah, and I know the stats don't look as pretty, but that's again, I feel like the fantasy aspect of our world in the NFL now is kind of taken away from those quarterbacks that just make the plays. Like back in the day. Even in the early 2000s, as a football fan, if you weren't playing fantasy, you would say some quarterbacks that didn't necessarily have the statistics were better than the guys that had the statistics because people would actually watch the games and pay attention to, okay, this guy's offensive line isn't the same as this guy's, and these receivers aren't open as much as these guys' receivers. Like, I feel like people nowadays with the fantasy football and everything, they pay it more attention to, okay, the stats. How many yards does he have? How many touchdowns does he have? What's his completion percentage? Instead of what is he doing for his team,
Yeah. Well, their biggest win of the season was 20 over Dallas. But they had, they were in a lot of close games this year. That wasn't the case as much last year. They were in a lot of blowouts, right? So they were able to jump out to a lead and then hang on to the lead late. This year it was a dogfight right to the end for most of the games. But even that Dallas game, that was close for a while and then they pulled away. So
and their defense has been fantastic.
Yeah, that's the concern ultimately and getting a little bit of not as much love as that Falcons defense. Because
I'm also interested to see how this defense plays on a grass surface in the icy weather.
Yeah,
because they're built on speed.
Yeah,
and if they're slow, they're not big.
One thing to remember: Dan Quinn was able to hold off Adrian Peterson a couple of years ago when Seattle went into Minnesota, that 10-9 game. He was able to hold him off, and that was a freaking cold day.
Mm-hmm.
So, that could be a little bit of an X factor.
I do just want to give an answer here. Yolo Kingna, I don't know if that's his name. He says cheap price Ajay, easy value. So he's probably playing some DraftKings or something out there. I'm playing a lot this week. I won some money last week, so I'm putting back in this week. Jay Ajay is on some of my teams because I think he's a low price on DraftKings, and he's a guy that I think for the Eagles to win, which I think they will win, it would be a close game. I think they will win. He's going to have a somewhat decent game. So I think Ajay is going to get the ball a lot, and I think he'll have to have a decent game. By the way, the biggest game of any running back this season was actually Jay Ajay on the Miami Dolphins versus the Atlanta Falcons.
That's right.
Yep. So if anybody's going to run against Atlanta, it might be Jay Ajayi. So that's why I have him on some of my lineups.
Yeah, he can give you a big game for sure.
I'm interested to hear about AC's thoughts in this game. I know he's out there golfing. So me and AC are going to have a reaction or live reactions to this game, Eagles Falcons. So if you're sticking around, if you're a fan of either team or you just want to chat, we'll be on there as the game goes live. Me and AC. It's going to be interesting to have a fan of the game because I don't think we've ever done a game where a fan was actually involved in it this season. So it's going to be fun. Also thinking about the Patriots game. I don't know. What do you want to talk about in regards to the Patriots game?
Well, I think to me, it's going to be. I think it's going to be how the Patriots look, as I said, because if the Titans cover, then I think that we're going to have some stories about the vulnerability of the Pittsburgh or the Patriots heading into next week, in some cases, and the Steeler fans, if they win tomorrow, will be like, this is our opportunity. If the Patriots blow out the Titans, then I think that the line and everyone is just going to expect the Patriots to win next Sunday against the Steelers or the Jags. Well, I'm picking the Steelers anyway, but sorry, Jalen. You could prove me wrong, though. But
wait, that game's happening?
Yeah.
Is it on the schedule?
It's not on the schedule yet. But once it'll probably be announced after so I think that's the way to watch this. And if you're the Titans, if you keep it close, you can turn some heads for next season and have people think about next year. So I think it's about how both teams look. I just don't see how the Titans win this game.
I don't either.
I don't know how they can do it because I mean
even if Derrick Henry runs for 200 yards, I still don't think they're going to win.
Yeah, because I think that they'll be able to because the Patriots will get the big play. It's just that's the problem, right? I just don't see where the Titans, even that secondary, it's not that great of a secondary where they just won't be able to make a big stop. That's just my thing, but
yeah. Also, about the Patriots, Chris Hogan is back 100% healthy, was taken off the injury report. I want to see how he plays today because he's been out for like a good portion of the season. I think a lot of people haven't been talking about his impact on the offense, especially without, Julian Edelman this year. And he was their second guy in the red zone other than Gronk. And he's still, even missing all those games, still had the second most targets in the red zone for the Patriots. He's going to be a crucial part of this playoff run, so look out for Chris Hogan. I also think that the guy that if the Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl, Dion Lewis is going to have to be great.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see some of that in this game. Dion Lewis, I think, is going to really turn some heads in the people that haven't really been paying attention to the Patriots as of late. I think Dion Lewis is going to turn some heads for a lot of people, especially Rex Burkhead's not playing. It's him and James White. I think you see a lot of Lewis, which honestly is what I kind of want. Like, I feel like Lewis, when he's out there, the offense is a lot better. And I also love James White too. So I think that, that guy is going to be the X factor for the playoff run of the Patriots this year. What else do we got to talk about? Oh, I want to say, because Bodo did say that Ajayi won't do crap because Philly won't use him right. I do want to say this. The Eagles, they need to come out and I feel like they need to go in I form.
Yep.
And they just need to pound it. Like, I don't understand why you're doing the same thing that Chip Kelly did with DeMarco Murray, where you're shotgun, handing it off, running inside zone with freaking DeMarco Murray. Just go ISO football, big guy on big guy, smash Atlanta. You're bigger than Atlanta. Atlanta's a small defensive front. Use your power. Get a giant blunt back there and just freaking smash the ball down their throat. Don't you agree with me, Kev?
Yes, I think that's what I would be. My first 15 would be a lot of that, a lot of I form, pound the ball. Let's see how physical this Falcons defense is. Let's make this line of scrimmage.
And they don't do that enough. They need to do that this game. They run too much out of shotgun, which isn't what these two running backs are the best at. in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
I suspect both first 15 is going to be a lot of run.
Yeah. I kind of sense that this game, I don't know. We could see Atlanta try and go for the kill right away. I could see it.
Possibly you get that early lead and then, yeah, maybe.
That's what they need, because they want Nick Foles to beat them. And how, if they get a lead, then they're in good hands.
Yeah, I think it's going to be important to get the lead. I think if this gets to a 10-point game for the Falcons, I think the Eagles will be in trouble, but I think the Eagles can get 10 points ahead. I think they're fine.
If the Eagles, that's actually a point that I haven't really talked about. I know obviously getting the lead for any team is good, but when you look at the way that these two teams are built and the way that these two teams want to play the game, you have to think about whoever gets the lead in this game early on is going to have a huge advantage.
Yeah.
Because one, the Eagles are at home. They have that crowd. They have that pass rush. And they're able to do a lot of different stuff with what Schwartz wants to do on defense. And on offense, they don't have to throw the ball with Nick Foles. And then Atlanta, that their speed could come in handy, their pass rush, and they could put the ball in Nick Foles' hands. And they don't really have to play dangerous football on the offensive side, where they could potentially give up a turnover or two. And that's the same thing we're going to talk about tomorrow with the Steelers and the Jaguars. I talked about this in the preview for that game. If I was the Steelers, I would just give the ball to Le'Veon Bell 40 times, because I feel like if you don't turn the ball over 3 times, you're probably still you're going to win. If you score 17 points, you're going to win.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I don't know. Yeah.
I know this is off the, if Big Ben, if they don't turn the ball over, is what I'm saying, the Steelers, they're going to win.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Because I think Jacksonville has to find a way, other than their offense, to score another 10 points. That's the problem that I'm having with picking Jacksonville. I just don't see where they're going to get points.
I think Blake Bortles, I said this in the preview as well. I think Blake Bortles should just, once the drive, just chuck it 70 yards down the field.
Oh, maybe.
Why not?
Those wideouts are not terrible. I do like them. I think if they had a better quarterback, I think we'd be talking a lot more about them.
Pittsburgh's been susceptible to the deep ball.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's a punt anyways if the guy intercepts it. And you could get a pass interference. Blake Bortles is not going to go 80 yards down the field and score.
Not quickly, no. Not on a long sustained drive.
Unless Fournette gets a 40-yard run.
Yeah, and that's gonna be really interesting, because he hasn't been super effective lately. But I still think I would have to say that the Steelers have the running back edge in this game with Le'Veon Bell, but.
Yeah, I think Fournette is kind of hurt, though.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. And I think, too, I mean, you don't want to put – I mean, I know that your identity is defense, but you got to have – if you're Jacksonville, you got to try to find a way to do some long, sustained drives.
Oh, yeah, but –
You have to. You have to. You got to keep –
just put Bortles at wildcat quarterback.
Wide receiver? If you had your druthers, Blake Bortles would be the quarterback from the bench.
I would rather have Chad Henne. Or I would just run the ball with Bortles. I would just run it straight at Pittsburgh.
Maybe. It's going to be interesting to see what their game plan offensively is tomorrow. What they do, et cetera, how they take that. Because I think they're going to need to have this to be a low-scoring game.
Yeah. I think Jacksonville needs to score. I think the magic number is 17.
Yeah.
I think whoever gets to 17 has a good chance of winning the game.
Yeah, they have to get a touchdown from their defense. But they're susceptible. That secondary is susceptible to some big plays too. That's the other thing that not a lot of people are talking about.
Yeah,
is they are 26. Yeah, the stat that I had last time.
Just put on the Colts tape.
Yeah,
They gave up like 3 touchdowns that were like 60 yards.
Yeah, even the Seahawks game, they allowed 3 touchdowns over 50 yards. So they are susceptible to some big plays. So even if Jacksonville is going to roll down the field, I do like that Steelers receiving core enough that they can make the big play. And, you know, say what you want about Ben, he can get it down the field sometimes.
All right. What's our predictions today? Kind of give a short summary of your thoughts on each game, and then give a score final prediction.
I think we're going to see a very low-scoring game, Falcons-Eagles. I think both teams will be in there. I think this will go down to who has the ball last, and I believe it will be the Eagles, and I believe that they will win 20-17. I just think the Patriots are just going to be I think they're ready. I think there's been too many distractions. I mean, as Belichick said, I'm tired of talking about the media stuff. Who cares? I want to talk about Tennessee. I think they're just going to try to be focused on it. And they're just going to obliterate Tennessee 40, and I'm sticking with 44-6. I think it's going to be.
I hope so, Kev.
I mean, I know that the Titans may be able to run. I just don't see that receiving core and Mariota moving that ball down the field enough. And really, like, how wide open, people forget how wide open the Chiefs receivers were in the first half of that last game. Like,
I know.
Like, yeah. So to me, yeah, I think the Patriots win 44-6. I'm sorry, Titans fans. That's how I see it.
Okay. For me, I'm still sticking with the Eagles. I thought about it a little bit, but I gotta go with the Eagles. I just had this feeling about the Eagles today. I think they're motivated. I think that everybody is betting against them. I think their defense is going to rise up. Get it? And they're going to play some good football. And they're going to get after Matt Ryan. Their run defense is going to be the difference here. And I think they win 17-13. I think Nick Foles makes enough plays for them to win. And I think Jay Ajayi makes a couple plays. And then on the other side of things, New England, Titans, I think the Patriots steamroll. I just don't see a way that the Titans win this game. From everything that, as a Patriots fan, from everything I've read, everything I've seen from the Patriots this week, they seem like they're on a different level this week in terms of preparation, motivation. A lot of players are back in the lineup, especially defensively. Alan Branch, Kyle Van Noy, James White on offense, Chris Hogan on offense. I think the Patriots, they're going to come out from the very start. And I just see it in my mind. I envision the Patriots are going to beat the crap out of the Titans. I'm sorry. That's just what I think today. I honestly don't say that often about the Patriots games, especially this year. But for some reason, I just think they're going to come out and they're play a really strong game from first quarter to the last quarter, first second to last second. So, yeah, I think especially look out. Gronk's going to have a big game. Lewis is going to have a big game. Brady's going to put those doubters to rest about the second half struggles. And Patriots are going to move on. I think the Eagles will move on. And it's going to be 2 good games today if you're a Patriots fan, for one. And then the other game I think is going to be tight all the way through. Either way, depending, it doesn't matter who wins. I think it's going to be a close game. So I have Eagles 17-13, and I have Patriots 38-13.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. If you guys enjoyed, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I don't know if you're new. I don't think you're new because you probably have already subscribed because you're watching this pre-game. Yeah. But anyways, if you're not, subscribe. And if you are not new as well, hit the like button and tune into our live reactions. Myself, AC. AC's just joining right now. We're just about to say goodbye, AC.
Okay.
So we're going to go do our live reactions right now. The game's about to start.
What are your scores,
A couple minutes. AC, give us your scores.
I think I think I said like 20-13 or 17, something like that. It's going to be low scoring. And then the Patriots, I'm going, I said high scoring. I think it's going to be, I think Titans are going to score some points. So I think I went like 38-28, just enough to cover. I think the Titans cover the spread.
Whoa.
Yeah, going out on a limb.
Going out on the limb, 13.5-point spread. Okay, guys.
Exactly. They're covering. They're losing by 10.
All right, we're gonna get that live stream started. So go head over there. If you don't follow me on Twitter already, at Mitch Milani, that's where you can get the link right away. Also at BottomLineView, that's where the link will be distributed as well. So if you follow us on Twitter, go there. But right away, you should also be notified. If you hit that notification bell, you'll get our live reaction video right as we start, and we're gonna start right away. So thanks for joining us. See ya in a minute. Peace.